Alright guys, this is a review of the Caged Hostility show from last night. I actually wanted to do this video once I got back from the show, but I was just really tired. We didn't even get in until
2 a.m.
Yeah, something like that. So it took us a while to get back to town, and we were just both really tired, so I didn't want to put the video up then. I figured we'd do it this morning. But there was a pretty good turnout for this show. It was in Charlotte, and it looked like there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And that was good, and it was a pretty good crowd for the most part, I thought, for a good amount of the matches.
Yeah.
You actually got the t-shirt.
T-shirt!
The two shirts I wanted to get, they actually didn't have. I wanted to get the Mike Bennett Better Than the Best shirt, but he wasn't on the card, so I guess that's why the shirt wasn't there. So I had to get that off the online shop. And I wanted to get the Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen t-shirt that just says Mr. Wrestling and Kill Steen Kill on the back. It's kind of the older shirt, but it's still my favorite one. I know he's got like the John Cena Kill Steen Kill shirt, and he actually has a new one out, Kevin F. and Steen, which is like a parody of the old ECF&W shirt. And that's a cool shirt too. I like them both, but I wanted to get the Mr. Wrestling shirt, and that one wasn't there either, so I was kind of disappointed with that. But we actually got to sit third row.
Yes.
And we sat in the wrong seats, but then we got moved, and we were actually in better seats because we were right next to the entrance. So we got to see all the guys as they came out, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a really fun show. I had a great time, and it's definitely different to see it live than it is just to watch it on television. If you've never been to a Ring of Honor show, you should definitely try and go, because it is a great time.
It's a blast. It is so much better live. It's so fun.
Yeah, it really is. So the first match is Adam Page versus Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal came out and he cut a promo about how he kicked Matt Taven in the balls.
Yeah.
And the whole Jim Cornette thing with the angle. He wasn't really a heel, I guess, because he was going to sign autographs at intermission.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he wasn't like in full heel mode, but he was still kind of acting like a heel, like telling Adam Page you better shake his hands. And when he was doing that, all the fans were chanting "Hug it out,"
yeah,
which was pretty funny. But I thought they had a good match. It's just it was one of those matches where not a lot of people knew who Adam Page was at all. He was just kind of there. But I thought they had a pretty good match. It was a good opening match for the show.
He did, yeah. They both did a really good job.
So Jay Lethal goes over, of course. And then we had Mike Mondo versus QT Marshall.
Oh, no.
Poor QT Marshall. He got no reaction.
That guy.
We were right there as he came out, and he came out with the robe. I think someone said a Damien Sandow ripoff.
Yeah.
But he came out, and it was just nothing. No boos, no cheers, nothing.
No one cared.
And I don't know if a lot of the people there don't watch the TV show, because he's been on the show a few times. Like, I knew who everybody was except for like the local jobber match. But I knew who all these guys, and I actually knew who the Jeff Lewis Neal guy was.
Yeah.
But I knew who all these guys was just from watching the TV show. So I expected a bigger reaction. Like, Kyle O'Reilly also didn't get any reaction.
And I love me some Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, me too. And it was just really weird that he got nothing. I mean, I was like, what the hell's going on? But anyway, back to the Mondo QT Marshall. This match died a death. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know, it didn't click or something.
And it went on way too long. Way too long.
Yeah, the people didn't really care at all for this. Mondo won, and that was it. People were just happy it was over. They were getting like boring chants and stuff like that. I felt really bad for them because, I mean, that's not something you want to hear, and you want to get some type of reaction.
Marshall tried to talk some smack to a few people, but it didn't work out for him.
And he said something like, because his whole gimmick is God's gift, and someone yelled, "I hope you kept the receipt," or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, "I hope God gave you a receipt." Which was funny. That was a good one-liner.
I love the two guys sitting next to each other for the Lethal Adam Page match. Yeah. And one was saying, "Let's go Adam Page," or something. The other guy said, "Adam Page sucks."
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was funny. So then we get the Bravados versus Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander. This one was a good match. it's weird because they're both faces. And it was kind of a weird thing to do because you got to cheer for one group.
And they're hometown versus hometown.
Yeah, so it was really weird. And I know like the Bravados I think they had some family in the crowd or something. Yeah. So just on that fact alone, I decided I would go with Caprice and Cedric. That's who I would cheer for in this match. And plus, if you have to pick between the two, the Bravados were heels.
Yeah.
They've recently just turned faces. So it makes more sense to go for C and C.
I actually cheered for both. So, you know, when one pulled out a good move or whatever, I would cheer for them. Because they did an amazing job. Both of them. Like, both teams. They did a great job. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened with Harlem Bravado at the end there, but he was, like, shaking his hand. I don't know if he was selling or if, like, something actually happened where he was injured, but I know Lancelot came back out later and was walking around the crowd and stuff, but I didn't see Harlem again, so hopefully everything's okay with him. But, yeah, Caprice and Cedric actually won the match. And those guys are amazing in the ring, for sure. So then we had we had Davey Richards come out, which was a surprise.
Good surprise.
Yeah, they had, they mentioned on the website that there would be a former ROH champion making an appearance. And I assumed it would be Eddie Edwards. But it was actually Davey Richards, and he came out, and he said that he wanted to apologize for what he has done outside of the ring lately, and that he got mixed up in a wrong group of people, but he's back, and he's going to come back out later to sit at ringside and watch a match that has a special interest to him. I knew it would be the Kyle O'Reilly-Adam Cole match because they're kind of building to him and O'Reilly, but it was really cool to see Davey Richards out there. So then we get the jobber match, which was Mike Posey. I had to look this guy up online. I had no idea who he was, and he looks kind of like Evan Bourne's father, I guess is how I would describe him. Like you have the Seidel brothers, and then you have their dad, which would be Mike Posey. But he came out and he wrestled JLN, Jeff Lewis Neal. I mean, I guess he's not really that bad.
It was no buys. No buys.
It's just the fact that he works for a radio station in Greenville, and he does like skits and stuff. I don't know. I just don't. It's because of that. Like I kind of look at him differently. But as far as in the ring goes, I thought it was okay. I guess. I mean, I've definitely seen worse just from local.
No one was really interested, though. Like it was.
Nobody could care about
the JLN dude. He was like yelling at the crowd that the fans suck. It's like, who are you? No one cares.
Well, he was a heel.
Yeah, but still, nobody cared.
Yeah, nobody cared. But anyway, the best thing about this match was when it ended. Jimmy Jacobs and Steve Corino ran down and beat them up.
Yeah.
And Jeff Lewis Neal kind of ran away, but they beat up the Evan Bourne guy. And then Kevin Steen came down, and he said something about how Jim Cornette's not here, which was also weird. There was no commentary.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to do the commentary on the DVD later, or if they show this on television, any of these matches on TV, I guess they're going to do the commentary later because there was no Cornette. I don't even think Bobby Cruz was there. No Nigel, no Kevin Kelly, no Kerry Silken. I don't know who the hell was running things, but
some bald guy.
Yeah, but. So they beat this guy up, and Kevin Steen says since Jim Cornette's not there, the cage match is canceled. He's not going to do it. He doesn't have to do it. He's the champion. They continue to beat this guy up. Rhett Titus runs down. They start beating him up, and then the Briscoes run down.
Yeah. And
they clean house. The heels run away, and they tell him that they've been told that if Kevin Steen doesn't do the match, he's going to be fined $5,000.
Yeah, and everybody cheers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So Kevin Steen has to do the match. So yeah, that happened. That was pretty entertaining. Oh, and we forgot the biggest part of this is Kevin Steen was talking trash to us.
Yes, it was awesome. I had like this shirt on, and he was like, "What is that? What is that?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah, he said that's pathetic.
Yeah, he said that's pathetic.
And he looked at my shirt and he's like, "You too, but at least she has breasts. You got nothing." And obviously, I'm thinking of all these things I could have said now, but in the moment I was just like,
And then
like I had nothing. I was kind of like starstruck by the whole thing because you watch these guys every week, and Kevin Steen's one of the biggest guys right now, and he normally says stuff to the people in the crowd, but he didn't really say anything to anyone else.
No, just this.
So I was like, holy shit, and it was just kind of like took me back. But there was more to it.
Yeah, so I was like, I told Jimmy Jacobs, Zombie Princess, I don't like that guy. So he tried to give me a hug, and I was like, no. And then Steve Corino told him, he was like, you don't want to hug that girl. And I told him, I was like, look at your hair. No. It was awesome. I had so much fun with just that little part. It was great.
You had some good lines. I was just taken back by the whole thing. But, that was pretty awesome. So, then we have World's Greatest Tag Team versus Michael Elgin and Roderick Strong. And this was also funny. Roderick Strong, he told somebody to suck his balls. And they ripped up a shirt. Whose shirt did they rip up?
Okay, so first...
they ripped up Roderick Strong's shirt.
Roderick Strong's shirt, yeah. They ripped that up first. And then Strong stole...
the World's Greatest Tag Team shirt from Charlie Haas,
yes.
and he ripped it up. And Charlie Haas was doing his thing where he yells at people in the crowd.
Yeah, it was good. I was trying to get him to yell at me, but I think he only yells at men. Because I was talking some smack for sure.
It was a pretty good match, I guess. It was mostly building the feud between Roderick Strong. This was another weird one because it's two heel teams. And Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin, it was building up to their whole confrontation where they couldn't get along. They couldn't work as a team. So they did that for most of the match, but at the end, World's Greatest Tag Team wins, right? They won.
Yeah, World's Greatest Tag Team won. Funny part, I thought, was when Strong told Elgin to suck his balls. That was hilarious.
Is that who he told? I thought it was a fan.
No, he told Elgin to suck his balls. And he was like, I already told you once, and I'm going to tell you again. And it was like, honestly, it was like they were just two little girls fighting in the ring, like arguing with each other.
Yeah, and they should have hugged it out.
Hug it out.
But there was one spot in this match that was absolutely disgusting, and
I didn't see it. Thank you.
You're probably gonna get disgusted by this.
I don't want to hear it.
Charlie Haas, I'm gonna get sick even saying this shit, but he spit this nasty ass fucking loogie on the rope, and then he goes and he licks it up.
Oh, God. I'm so glad I did not see that.
And it stays on his face. For like 10 minutes. And then people sitting next to us were like, did you see that? It's still there. It was disgusting.
Okay, let's go past it.
Okay, but anyway, after the match.
Ooh.
Oh, God. After the match, he's talking trash to a fan, and he says something to him. He's touching him, poking him in the face.
Slaps him.
He didn't slap him.
Yeah,
he just kind of like tapped his cheek.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? Charlie Haas, he's good at what he does as a heel. Like, he is definitely good at this. But I was like, he's going pretty far with this guy. And then he took the guy's hat off and he rubbed it on his balls and then he gave it back to the guy.
Like legit, like in his pants.
And I was thinking, man, that's pretty, that's going pretty far with a fan. I did, however, see that guy earlier on in the show when we were walking around during intermission. I did see him talk to Veda Scott, though, so I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we don't know.
But it was a good match. I had fun with this when the guys were entertaining, especially Charlie Haas with his heel stuff.
Oh, yeah, and then when they were leaving the ring, Shelton Benjamin is talking to the fans, and he was like, that guy is crazy.
Yeah. So then we had the Proving Ground match with Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. And I thought these guys did a good job. Davey Richards comes out to watch this match. But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly just didn't get much of a reaction at all here.
But he really did a good job, and his facial expressions are awesome. You just gotta love him just for that.
He actually did.
He's entertaining.
The Scott Hall abdominal stretch spot where he's got the guy and he reaches for the ropes. But he was right next to the rope, so it didn't really do anything. And he just shook it and was like going crazy.
And he was like,
Yeah. But they did the spot, the 2 shakes, and then the third, the ref kicks the hand.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really funny. But it all comes down to they fight on the outside. Davey Richards gets hit, I think, during a dive or something. And this causes a distraction for Adam Cole, and Kyle O'Reilly is able to roll him up. And since it's a proving ground match, this means that Kyle O'Reilly will get a shot at the TV title in the future. But yeah, I do really like Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, and these guys did a good job here. Crowd was pretty dead, though. So then we get the main event, the cage match with Rhett Titus and the Briscoes versus Kevin Steen, Jimmy Jacobs, and Steve Corino. And this was just awesome.
It was awesome.
This was very, very good. They start off just brawling around the crowd and stuff, and it was there was just a lot of stuff. The Briscoes instantly were bleeding.
Oh yeah, instantly, just soaked in it.
Just from the opening, just brawling around before they even got in the cage, they were busted open. And once they did get in the cage, Kevin Steen has Todd Sinclair lock the cage while Mark Briscoe's still on the outside. So he was wandering around.
Yeah,
and the fans were like, "Mark, you're gonna get locked up." He was like, "What?" And he's very good at the facial expressions too. He was very funny. So the heels are just beating up Jay and Rhett Titus, and Rhett Titus gets busted open too.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I am a fan of Kevin Steen also, but I was definitely going for the Briscoes here. This was a Briscoes town. I think if you put Kevin Steen up against anybody else, everybody would cheer for Kevin Steen. But the Briscoes are the only team where people would actually root for them over Kevin Steen.
Yeah, definitely.
So everybody was cheering for the Briscoes here. I think there was only one small kill Steen kill chant, actually.
There was, very small, yeah.
And
Briscoes took it over, for sure.
And they lock Mark out, so they're beating them up. And he keeps trying to climb back in, and they keep fighting him off. And eventually he climbs back in on the other side, and they knock him off, and he falls through a table.
Which was pretty awesome.
And so he's out. And they're still beating up, Jay and Rhett Titus in the ring. The referee is taking beer and pouring it into Mark's mouth, and it revives him, and he comes back. And then it puts him back out again. He just can't do it.
And before that even happened, he took a pudding cup.
Oh yeah.
From someone's from a fan, and started eating the pudding cup. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I remember that.
Not only that, but who brings pudding cups to a wrestling event? So that was pretty interesting.
He ate the pudding, and it was like Popeye. He got a surge of strength, and he was climbing the cage, and then he fell through the table. But the referee kept getting beers and pouring it in Mark's mouth, and he kept coming back
and then he'd be like,
and then he'd just fall back over. But oh my God, was that awesome!
Yeah.
So eventually, he does get back in the ring. He hits a moonsault off the top of the cage, which was really high up.
Oh yeah, it was really high. It looked dangerous.
Yeah, it was an awesome spot, and I think Jimmy Jacobs goes for sliced bread. Rhett Titus catches him, puts him on Jay, and Mark hits the Doomsday Device for the win. So I'm glad the Briscoes went over here.
Yeah,
because they were definitely the hometown guys, or not the hometown guys, but they were the group everybody wanted to see win here. And it
really didn't look like it though. It looked like Steen and Jimmy Jacobs and Corino were gonna win.
Yeah.
It's what it started looking like, and then the Briscoes came back.
Yeah, it was definitely pro Briscoes crowd here, so I'm glad they went over. But yeah, that was it. Oh, actually, at the end of the show, after the Briscoes and Rhett Titus win, Kevin Steen they're leaving, and they start. I can't remember what was happening here.
Well, okay, actually, before that, after the Briscoes won with Rhett Titus, Steen, Corino, and Jimmy Jacobs attacked them. Like they do because they're the bad guys. So they attack them, and then they're leaving like, yeah. And so, of course, everybody's yelling at them. I, of course, was yelling at them.
Oh, yes. Kevin Steen laid them out with the title.
Yes. Yeah, he grabbed the title and was like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Then they took off, and everybody's yelling at them like, you still lost. And, which was pretty fun. But after that,
Jay Lethal comes out.
Yeah.
And I guess that's to build towards him and Kevin Steen in the future. I don't know if they're going to continue with Jay Lethal as a heel. I mean, he did attack a referee.
Yeah.
But he comes out and he beats up the Scum members. Kevin Steen takes off to the back. They all kind of leave, and then Jay Briscoe cuts a promo saying, you guys, you attacked us afterwards, but you can't change the fact we just whipped your ass. And that was it, really. And then they head out.
And I have to say, too, in all these matches, there was a lot of fan interaction this whole show.
Yeah.
It was great. I think that's what really made it that much better. And, like, every gate was hit. We all got hit on each side. All the gates were hit, which was fun. And they wrestled, like, where I was sitting on the third row at the entrance. I got to see a few of them brawl right next to me, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think that really made it great.
And Davey Richards was just walking around the bathroom area.
Yeah, Davey Richards, like, chilling next to the bathroom. He's like, hey, guys.
Which is really, like, mind-blowing because Davey Richards wrestles all over the world.
He's super tiny. Oh, my gosh. I really I knew he was small, but I expected him to be a little bigger. But no, he is, like, smaller than me or something.
Well, anyway.
My size. I like him, though.
Yeah, he's awesome. And what just blows my mind is I'm seeing him over there, and I'm just thinking this guy is one of the best wrestlers in the world because I know a lot of people don't think he's got the whole package, like the mic skills and everything, but just on ring work alone, Davey Richards is one of the best wrestlers in the world. Top 5. Probably top 3. And he is just awesome, and he's wrestled all over the place.
Yeah, he said he just got back from England.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just walking around the bathroom area, and it was mind-blowing to me.
It was cool. Also, hopefully they'll show this on TV. I was, like, hitting the gate, and the cameraman got my hand. So if y'all see this hand, you see this? You see that silver nail with the blue ones? That may be on TV. Look for my ring. That was pretty cool to me.
So yeah, I think we had a great time. It was a fun show. Definitely check it out if they come to your area because it's something you'll always remember going to go see.
Yeah. And
yeah, so I guess later on I'm going to review the TV show from last night, and Death Before Dishonor is next Saturday, I believe. So definitely be having a review of that up soon. I'll do my predictions video coming up later too. So hope you guys like this video. Leave your thoughts on the show in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Bye. He wasn't really a heel, I guess, because he was going to sign autographs at intermission.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he wasn't like in full heel mode, but he was still kind of acting like a heel, like telling Adam Page you better shake his hands. And when he was doing that, all the fans were chanting "Hug it out," which was pretty funny. But I thought they had a good match. It's just it was one of those matches where not a lot of people knew who Adam Page was at all. He was just kind of there. But I thought they had a pretty good match. It was a good opening match for the show.
He did, yeah. They both did a really good job.
So Jay Lethal goes over, of course. And then we had Mike Mondo versus QT Marshall.
Oh, no.
Poor QT Marshall.
Yes.
And we sat in the wrong seats, but then we got moved, and we were actually in better seats because we were right next to the entrance. So we got to see all the guys as they came out, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a really fun show. I had a great time, and it's definitely different to see it live than it is just to watch it on television. If you've never been to a Ring of Honor show, you should definitely try and go because it is a great time.
It's a blast. It is so much better live. It's so fun.
Yeah, it really is. So the first match is Adam Page versus Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal came out and he cut a promo about how he kicked Matt Taven in the balls.
Yeah.
And the whole Jim Cornette thing with the angle. I wanted to get the Mike Bennett Better Than the Best shirt, but he wasn't on the card, so I guess that's why the shirt wasn't there. So I had to get that off the online shop. And I wanted to get the Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen t-shirt that just says Mr. Wrestling and Kill Steen Kill on the back. It's kind of the older shirt, but it's still my favorite one. I know he's got like the John Cena Kill Steen Kill shirt, and he actually has a new one out, Kevin F. and Steen, which is like a parody of the old ECF&W shirt. And that's a cool shirt too. I like them both, but I wanted to get the Mr. Wrestling shirt, and that one wasn't there either, so I was kind of disappointed with that, but we actually got to sit third row. Alright guys, this is a review of the Caged Hostility show from last night. I actually wanted to do this video once I got back from the show, but I was just really tired. We didn't even get in until
2 a.m.
Yeah, something like that. So it took us a while to get back to town, and we were just both really tired, so I didn't want to put the video up then. I figured we'd do it this morning. But there was a pretty good turnout for this show. It was in Charlotte, and it looked like there was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And that was good, and it was a pretty good crowd for the most part, I thought, for a good amount of the matches.
Yeah.
You actually got the t-shirt.
T-shirt.
The two shirts he got no reaction.
That guy.
We were right there as he came out, and he came out with the robe. I think someone said a Damien Sandow ripoff.
Yeah.
But he came out, and it was just nothing. No boos, no cheers, nothing.
No one cared.
And I don't know if a lot of the people there don't watch the TV show, because he's been on the show a few times. Like, I knew who everybody was except for like the local jobber match. But I knew who all these guys, and I actually knew who the Jeff Lewis Neal guy was.
Yeah.
But I knew who all these guys was just from watching the TV show. So I expected a bigger reaction. Like, Kyle O'Reilly also didn't get any reaction.
And I love me some Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, me too. And it was just really weird that he got nothing. I mean,